432 games, 5 Sid Barker Awards, an absolute champion, Brent Harvey. Congratulations, Boomer.
Thanks, Andy. Thank you.
Your first game was in round 22, 1996, against Richmond. Dennis Pagan was your coach, Wayne Carey was your captain. What are your memories of your first game?
My memories of my first game was pretty simple. I had one handball to David King on the halfback flank. Unfortunately, those were the days, and everybody watches today's football and you see Ben Cunnington and Jack Zeeble run off the ground at the 6-minute mark in rotations. Dennis didn't have rotations. He used to sit you on the bench, and I think I came on for the 5-minute mark of the third quarter. Didn't get a touch. I was back off, come back on for the last 5 minutes of the third quarter. And luckily enough, I got a handball in my first game. So I can remember it like it was yesterday, Sandy.
Things changed dramatically for you, I can tell you that. What was it like to walk into Arden Street at that time?
My first ever training session, excuse the voice. My first ever training session was the day after the draft. I got a phone call on my mobile 10 minutes after the Kangaroos picked me up at pick number 47, and it was Dennis Pagan. And he said, "Congratulations, son. We got training at 8 o'clock at the Tan tomorrow morning," which was Saturday, "or you could come at 4 o'clock on the Monday." I'm glad I chose the 8 o'clock session on the Saturday morning because that was one of Dennis's little tests. I rock up at the Tan and I walk in and there's Wayne Carey and Mick Martin and Craig Scholl, Darren Crocker, and the list goes on. And I jumped on the scales and I was 64 kilos. And a bloke named Ian Fairley looked at it and said, "Flemington's 10 k's that way, little fella." It was actually that moment right there where I probably thought that I was drafted and all the hard work had happened. It was probably that moment right there that I realised being 64 kilos probably wasn't going to cut it, and I need to put on a little bit of weight and work super hard. So I'm thankful of that day, and I'm thankful for Ian Fairley calling me a jockey.
You achieved so much. What are you most proud of?
What am I most proud of? I think we all play for one reason, and that's to win a premiership. I was probably very naive when I first came to the football club. I came in 96 and I was a reserves premiership player. 97 we lost the prelim. 98 we lost the grand final. 99 I was a premiership player at 21. And I was probably naive to think that I'd be a 4 or 5 time premiership player. My next premiership was in Division 2 for North Heidelberg about 22 years later. So I wish I had and I loved every minute of winning a premiership, and I can look back now and tell my children that I'm a premiership player, but I wish I had have actually just enjoyed that moment a little bit more. Right. And I guess the friendships that you make out of football. I walk into the football club, the 2 guys that I probably took the most out of was a guy named Johnny Blakey, whose preparation for an older guy was unbelievable, and a guy who was, I think, number 9 tonight, Anthony Stevens. The way he trained emulated the way he played, and I just thought if I could take 2 things from those guys, it would be preparation and work rate. I'd like to think that I picked pretty two good mentors. So,
number 5 of all time, what's it mean to you?
To be quite honest, a little bit embarrassing because you see Malcolm Blight up here and Ross Glendenning and Wayne Schimmerbush, Anthony Stevens. To be number 5 picked by the North Melbourne people is humbling experience, I guess, but something I'm very proud of. And you know, I'm very proud to be a North Melbourne person. You know, played for one football club, life member of the AFL, but more importantly, the life membership of the North Melbourne Football Club means a hell of a lot to me.
You're a humble champion. Well done.
Thanks,
Brent
Andy.
Harvey.
Cheers, mate.
All right, get your photo there, mate. An extraordinary career. As I said, 432 games, 5 best and fairest, and so many more accolades.